most easy to compare will be the type of layout. The layout, is it a typical like a Lego layout? That means everybody will have the same layout in the floor, in the same level, or in the same block, in even the block opposite, or even the whole cluster. Like everybody will have the same kind of 4-room type of layout.
Yeah.
Then you will normalize the kind of selling price lah.
Three, four. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Property Hard Truth SG by Nizam. Okay, today it's been a while. Basically, it's been a while since we have this kind of setup. It's not so easy to do this setup on our own, and it's just nice that today we have some energy.
No, we don't have appointments for this period of the time. But we had our appointments in the daytime already. So
yes, correct. So today we are recording at night, both podcast and videocast, whatever it is. But more importantly, I think we want to start this. We want to do this more often so that we can share a lot of things we want to share actually. Where the market is going, about things that's quirky in terms of real estate, things that is out of the norm, or
the buyers or the sellers we met,
the kind of
issues,
people,
and
the
scenarios
issues and how we solve. Important how we solve the issues and all that. This is part of the Property Hard Truth, where we want to really share with you guys how the journey of selling and buying, whether it's easy, difficult, or whatever it is.
Well, definitely it's all about Singapore real estate market.
Yeah,
not outside of Singapore.
of course, I think.
But sometimes we do relate to cases that happen in other countries, or the policies that involve in other countries. How does it really the similarities or the differences in our country?
Yeah, correct. We also want your inputs, to be honest, on what should you want us to talk about. If you have certain compelling topics that you want us to talk about, since we are in the business for the last 15 years, a lot of stories to tell. So we cannot read minds. So tell us what you want to hear, I guess. So today, but more importantly, Niza, today what are we going to talk about?
Okay.
I know.
Yeah, what?
I know. It's about right price or the price is right. This is like
right, like the
show,
the game show.
But on a serious note, I think all of us know for a fact, Niza, that today's market is at its peak. HDB
For the
market.
HDB
We talk
market.
about HDB market first. It's at its peak, and has it surpassed, or has the good times gone by, or the good times will keep rolling on, that kind of thing. When it comes to HDB resale prices lah. Yeah. So, but we've seen quite a bit of market saturation, I must say, where prices are starting to stabilize, valuation starting to moderate, and COV is on the rise. It's just
and
a matter.
basically, buyers are not in a hurry. I mean, they're more careful in their selection.
And there's more choices, I believe. There's I mean, it's just our opinion. Probably there are a lot
but
more
I guess depend
supply.
on the
What do you think?
location. Yeah, there are choices, I would say, in the market. Okay, but of course, the choice may not come all at the same time. Maybe like this week we have a few, and then gone, and then next week we have a few. The thing is, new listings keep coming up.
Yes.
So therefore, buyers say, okay, this week we lost the options, but next week we do have some choices.
Or they say, we hold first. Maybe there are more better listing upcoming.
Buyers are not in a hurry per se. But they're still wanting to buy, that's for sure.
Having said that, I think it's still a bit confused market, or unstable in a sense where certain listing can go within a day. Certain listing takes a fair bit of time, although it's a good listing. And
I
price
think it
is
depends
right.
on the location, and happen that that particular layout or that particular level, and also that location per se, and the condition of the house matches the price that we put up. And so here actually we're talking about what will be the best marketing price for your unit if you are selling, and if you're buying, what will be the price to negotiate for.
Yeah,
Right.
I think of course where our company is concerned, PropNext, we have all the data, real time data, in fact, where we are able to show and analyze the transacted price, the per square foot or per square meter, that kind of thing, and the trend that is through the app that we have, the trend that possibly where the prices are going in that particular cluster or in a
Because
particular
with the app that we
location.
have, right, we are able to know what are the transact prices for that particular layout, particular size and type, okay, in that block, as well along that street, along that street, and also the cluster, and of course the estate. In the whole estate. So you're able to know, are you actually putting up a very high price, probably the highest price for the whole location?
I think it's true. It's a perceived value. I mean, this is, let's talk something not norm lah. I believe this is my opinion personally. It's about perceived value, because just imagine recently, just within the same month, we transacted 2 forums in Sumang. Okay, it's just a 5 minutes walk, a 5 minutes drive. It's just one street away. One is facing the river, one is facing normal facing lah. And the disparity in prices. I mean, one is 5 years old, one is 6 years old. So the disparity in prices is almost 150, 200,000. 120,000 more than that. 150. So it's really a perceived value in my opinion.
I mean, if you compare both properties that we are marketing and we sold it within a day, is they're different floors, of course, and the one that sold higher wasn't that high floor, but the difference is, of course, a bit different in the size because it has a balcony. And facing the river, I would say partial view of the river, but nothing fantastic about the river per se, but it is something that is unique. If you're looking at the whole cluster of Sumang HDB forum in Sumang, or even the whole HDB in Punggol, this is something that attract the buyers because the layout is something different. And of course, the owner did some, I would say, nice modern renovation. I wouldn't say the renovation is something that everybody would like, but it still
unique,
look very refreshing. I mean, attract the young buyers out there.
True.
So it's very difficult to pinpoint really, but definitely with our expertise and experience, and seeing a lot of properties, more properties over the years of our business, we're able to know whether this property can fetch a higher buying price or not.
But let's get into the gist of it. I think our podcast or video is specifically talking about the hard truth. So why we are why we want to go into this positioning is because I think we need to empower, educate consumers out there, be it sellers or buyers. When it comes to sellers, for example, like we just discussed about the disparity in pricing within the same district, the same class, or rather the same district lah.
This area,
the same road actually,
same road,
where there's 150, 200,000 disparity in terms of price. No doubt, it's just 1 year difference. So you must understand, from the perspective of a seller, for a fact there was a unit transact, for example, a 4-room 700,000. The river facing example, but your unit is something that is a normal facing, maybe a low floor, opposite is another block.
If you, the most easy to compare will be the type of layout. The layout, is it a typical like a Lego layout? That means everybody will have the same layout in the floor, in the same level, or in the same block, in even the block opposite, or even the whole cluster, like everybody will have the same kind of 4-room type of layout. Then you will normalize the kind of selling price lah. Right? But if let's say your layout is unique, that only this cluster has this layout, or this block is the only one that has a basement car park.
True.
Okay, because rarely we see a HDB with a basement car park.
Yeah.
So if this will be something of an added value to the buyers out there, because of convenience, a bit exclusive. Like in this case, for the one that sold 100 over 1,000 more, is the only unit with this layout in the same level. That means that whole stack will be the only one that has this layout with the balcony.
Yeah. So what we're trying to say is not every unit can command such a price. Yeah, I think you must understand. Yeah, data or the news, for example, tells you that, oh yes, this unit was sold for 700-800, a 4-room flat, for example. But you also thinking that your 4-room can also fetch the same price. But given the fact that your location is less desirable, maybe there's no river, maybe face longkang, I don't know. But it's more of the amenity, the surrounding.
So here we're talking
the
about
convenience.
what is the unique selling point of
Yeah.
that unit that we are selling.
No, because why it irks me is because I think as real estate agent, I think we need to be very responsible when it comes to pricing.
Yeah.
We cannot be over promising or always wanting to achieve a record price where the transaction is concerned. I think we owe our services, our knowledge to
and
empower.
Also one more thing, because when we talk about renovation, right, people think it must be very well renovated, blah blah blah. But the truth is, not necessarily the renovation is the cause for the price to be high, because renovation is very subjective. Like some people buy into the renovations that being done on the unit, some don't. Just that,
So what do you think is the main feature for price to for a unit to command such a price? Let's say don't talk about renovation.
Yeah, I think renovation was because subjective, depend on the buyers and whether it appeals to the current trend or not.
Yeah.
So I would say layout.
Okay.
Layout is very important, because many a times we serve buyers, right? When we serve buyers, buyer will say and will make comparisons like among the houses they see, oh, I don't like this layout, I don't like that layout because of the practical functions or the lifestyle that suit them every day. So they may not like those layout. Then number 2 is the position of the unit in that level.
Okay.
Is it in the middle? Although it's a corner. Okay, when we say corner, right, I would say now all the BTOs don't have windows in the corridor lah, right?
Yep.
So they will say
technically all corner.
Is it So is it intermediate or is it corner, the real corner where you are or not? Because sometimes the unit is like standalone lah.
Like, I think the keyword now is standalone unit.
Standalone, meaning you don't have neighbors on your right, your left. You're on your own.
Yeah.
And if you have a neighbor on your right or on your left, it will be separated by like a wall, a long wall or a staircase. So totally you're like on your own at the corner. Yeah. So you have that corner to yourself, that outside the corridor, the foyer or whatever they call it. Yeah. The common space on your own. Yeah. So that is what we mean like special lah.
Yeah.
Okay, then what else? Of course, layout means balcony or no balcony, because 4-room BTO very rare you have a balcony.
True.
And we're not talking about the planter. Because there are some is a planter, like those French balcony. I don't know what you call it.
You can always stand and look out basically.
Yeah. This is a real balcony for a 4-room, so it's rare. So that's part of the layout lah.
And I think level probably.
Level, okay, of course, views, like what view are we talking about?
But it's, end of the day, my friend, it's very subjective when it comes to HDB, because what you must understand is, especially those BTO owners out there, I think it's about first mover advantage, whereby once it reaches its MOP, if you have the desire to sell, I think it's important to milk it in that sense, so that you have the best opportunity. Because probably your neighbor is still thinking about selling, but you are the one that is already ready to sell, that kind of thing. I think it gives you that advantage. But of course, I think it comes to public housing, it's not about making money. It's about having a roof over your head and ensuring that you don't over leverage on things. Yeah,
but it depends on whether you're talking about seller or buyer lah. So for sellers, it's basically the opportunity with the right timing to market your property at the best price you can achieve lah.
Yeah.
So as seller, of course, we talk about best price, highest price.
Right.
But I would say you have to couple it with the right timing. So it's not really the highest price lah. I would say right timing, right price.
Because I believe demand and supply comes to HDB is also very subjective. You know, of course, the newer cluster, the newly MOP cluster would probably attract more buyers because of maybe the uniqueness of that cluster. But normal cluster, I think it doesn't command that strong attraction, especially today's market, because to me, I guess, or not say I guess, I can feel that there's an oversupply, there's a lack of demand to some extent.
Unless that particular area, that block, nobody is selling and is right smack at a very favorable location, like say next door to the popular school or something like that.
Yes.
Then you might command a good price, even though you are an old resale flat. Old means like more than 10 years or 15 years. You still command a certain price because of the rarity of people selling there. You might get a good price or high price at this timing.
I mean, a lot of people would. I mean, sometimes our associates go door knocking and all that. I think in a very joking or jest manner, the seller will say, if you can
fetch me 1 million,
1 million, I will sell. I think this is the notion that everybody is having because they see in the news that wow, HDB now 1 million, 1.2, 1.3 is like a norm to some extent.
Yeah, I mean, okay, compared to last time, right? We don't have houses being displayed on YouTube and all that. So normally sellers who do not want to sell, like you know, tell the agent that's door knock, like, you can sell 1 million, then you come and talk to me, you know, that kind of thing. But now, some sellers who really have some seriousness to sell, they also will compare or have seen some properties on YouTube, and they would probably know where are the chances of their house being marketed.
But I don't think so. I mean, my opinion is a lot of people have this preconception that because HDB market is good, and they always believe that the unit they're staying is the best of the best. It's natural, and they feel that, you know, no matter how sometimes you tell them to declutter, to whatever, you know, they still feel that, no, I know my unit can command the best price.
Yeah, and also now, surprisingly the HDB sellers keep thinking there will be cash buyers out there to buy their house in cash. So they will not bother about the valuation price that's set by HDB. Yeah, so there are still sellers out there that think, I would just wait for a cash buyer to buy my house, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we do have cases, such cases where it's you know, it's transacted or we got a buyer, but then the COV was a bit on the high. So we talk about, you know, adjusting slightly and all that, but they're adamant that the fact that, don't worry, next buyer will come, will pay my price.
There will be the right buyer with the cash. Okay, but then we're talking about time lah. How long are you willing to wait? Because if you have plans to cash out on the house to put in other investments,
but there's caveat here. Not all buyers are, not all sellers are like that. I think those who, like what Neeza say, has the right motivation, definitely will want their unit to be sold. Of course, the best price, but at the least amount of time. So that they will not miss opportunities in terms of the purchase. I think this is something that we always advocate. We always ensure that, you know, we price it right and not we price it right so that it's fair market value. I think this is where we need to practice as a real estate agent, to ensure that whatever we market is fair market value lah.
Yeah, usually the sellers that are adamant about their price, right? Usually they don't need to buy; they're just pure selling, or they have bought already, so they are not in a hurry. But then the time will come when they need to dispose
BTO, basically BTO.
Or they need to dispose within the 6 months period, so they have time. So probably on the last month, the last hour, they would definitely accept whatever good price that come along lah.
Or not so good price.
I mean, like when I say good price is like
acceptable price
that they will accept.
So I think as a seller out there, I think you need to weigh the pros and cons. You need to understand that, you know, it's about how you manage your expectation. I mean, for us as consultants, as property agents, we always advocate managing of expectation, you know, because Yeah, unless like what Nizam say, you are just selling. You don't care about buying, or you are just migrating or whatever. So you give me the best price. I feel is the best price. I go. But
yeah, I always feel the best price. Yeah, I mean, of course, the best price that they want to. That's
it's
one.
not
But
necessarily the highest price.
if it's not the best price, I mean, it's not the highest price that they wanted. It'll be the best price at the right time. It's always another factor there, time. So it's not really like, you know.
But okay, but one thing that sellers out there must understand, because all HDB flats are subjected to valuation, right? So for example,
It's a public housing.
yeah, if you're on a 10th floor, you wanted a record breaking price, but suddenly your 15th floor neighbor so way below, or rather maybe
50K below, good
50K
enough.
below, don't you think the valuation will be affected?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is how we see from the market perspective. So
Because
it's not about. I always tell our sellers, it's okay. We help people to make more money by by selling at the right price, rather than people selling at the wrong price and causing us to have a bit of dilemma in terms of pricing.
Causing us to have the losing advantage lah.
Yes.
Losing advantage What's it called?
Disadvantage
Disadvantage, yeah.
Yeah. So that's how we work, because doesn't matter. We help people to make more money. It's fine. Yeah. As long as people don't, sell way below valuation. Example. Yeah. I mean, this is something that we can't control. Probably, we talk about resale property, resale HDB flat. The people that bought at different times.
Yeah.
Whether they bought at a high price or low
even
price.
when we talk about buyers, right? We talk about first mover advantage. Similarly, for sellers also, I mean, there is a first mover advantage lah. Like be the first one to sell at the right price.
But I think, of course, when it comes to selling and buying, it's all about emotion. I think emotion is we cannot run away from the fact that it's an emotional journey. So we as property consultants are the one that set you back to your direction. Even same for buyers. Example, buyer to buy a unit that is a 4-room, for example, like what we transacted, way above normal price because of the fact of location. It's all about emotion. It's about the convenience. It's about the satisfaction, the assurance that I have a nice home. I can come back and have a comfortable home. End of the day, you have to be within your means lah. It's nothing wrong, nothing right about buying too expensive or selling too expensive. I think more importantly is everybody's expectation, aspiration are different. So for us as property agent, we must make sure that we match those criteria, whether it's buyer or seller lah. Right. Yeah. Today I think a bit soft the topic, but but we just want to give our perspective because a lot of people when we meet when we do presentation, they sometimes when we talk about fair market value, they are a bit you can see the face a bit like my house that low meh.
I guess it's about what is being the news that's being exposed out there, because sometimes you see it as positivity that now my property price have increased, so it's a bit of positivity. But then when you actually put your property in the market, you'll be dampened by the fact that you only need one buyer, but you don't have many buyers coming to your house. So even though there are many buyers coming to your house, then what will they offer? So the reality sinks in lah when they put it in the market.
Correct. So public housing, my friends, it's all about affordability, ensuring that you have a nice home, a good location. It's not a money making asset, to be honest. You need to understand from the framework of payment to ensure that your CPF work hard for you when it comes to public housing. So like I said, I think we've discussed quite a bit.
But maybe just some tips on how to price your property.
Yes. Go ahead.
Because for us, since we have the data, we are able to, with our expertise and experience, right, we are able to put it a price that hits the interest lah, I would say. Okay, I don't know, we don't have a formula for it, but we know that if by looking at the transaction, we just need to quote prices that within the transaction, okay, and if the property have presents itself to be in the best attributes.
Yep.
That means renovated, new or something like that, or new sets of aircon or something like that. And with the right pricing, the buyer who comes will see the value on its own. And definitely, if with that, right, the buyer will actually offer more than what we put in. Not that you put the highest price and then you expect people to pay.
Yep.
But rather than you put a price that within the acceptable level, but then when the buyer comes, the buyer see that actually not bad, this house acceptable price within whatever is transacted. But today I see this house as I don't need to renovate, or I see a lot of new things that less than 5 years kind of like new aircon, new toilet or something like that, and new kitchen, new design or something like that, and they feel that it's very neat and no need to hack walls and all that. Then they say, okay, I will offer more. So this will be
I think
something that
this is
good.
another topic we're going to talk about COV. Is it worth paying? So, but for now, I think we will end here our episode for today. Property Hard Truth by Nizam. My name is Nizam Adli.
I'm Neeza Ali.
See you in our next episode. Bye.
Bye.